In America, we've got some pretty cool freedoms, like grabbing a burger with your son, talking about life, and not thinking twice about it. But not everyone lives with that same ease, especially when it comes to immigration. The laws aren't always black and white. Some just feel gray. And when people you love are caught in the middle, you start to see the issue a little bit differently. I've always believed that we need strong borders. Without a doubt, we have to protect America. But what happens when the immigration debate and new laws affect the people that we love and care about? See, I have someone that's very close to me and my wife, and in fact, we would probably consider her somewhat of a daughter of ours, and someone that I admire and look up to. She's trying really hard. Like, she's working and going to school. She's here to better her life. She was here born in the United States. Her parents, on the other hand, her dad has since passed away, but her mom was not born here. Okay, so there are two things that I just found, and this is, one of them's the Laken Riley Act, and then Project Homecoming. And so there's some sort of issue in the paperwork. When she spent some money on lawyers, she's trying to do it the right way. And basically what they're being told is that if either of her children are not in the military, active military, then she basically can't stay. And Project Homecoming, from what I was looking at, it's an initiative that encourages self-deportation by offering undocumented immigrants a $1,000 exit bonus and free flights to any country of their choice. And those who decline may face fines, imprisonment, and or forcible deportation. And then the Laken Riley Act says that this law mandates the detention of undocumented immigrants charged with theft, assaulting law enforcement, or causing serious bodily harm. It allows states to sue the federal government for inadequate immigration enforcement. And then ICE, of course, we're expanding ICE. There's 20,000 additional ICE officers that are planned to be hired. Guantanamo Bay detention expansion. Apparently that's going to be able to detain up to 30,000 additional high-priority undocumented immigrants. IRS is data sharing with ICE to report and identify undocumented individuals. And a federal judge ruled that the IRS can share tax data, and just increased enforcement with ICE. The administration has lifted restrictions on ICE operations in places like courthouses, schools, churches, leading to arrests of previously protected areas. It's just crazy to me because there are a lot of good people here. There are a lot of good people here that are here illegally, maybe. And I get it. Like, I mean, these people come here because they want a better life. And I think that, you know, as a Christian, as a believer here, I mean, Exodus 22:21 says, "You shall not wrong a sojourner or oppress him, for you were sojourners in the land of Egypt." But it also affirms law and order in Romans 13:1-7. And if you look at a biblical standpoint of this, just a biblical standpoint, and I'm getting to other points, but just a biblical standpoint alone, in my friend's case, like, it's not my job to judge her parents, of course. It's not my job to even think what is right and what is wrong. In this case, advocating for her family to pursue legal pathways, in which they have, would be good if it's available. Helping them pray for mercy, I'll be praying for mercy for them, but standing beside them through this time is biblical, and I think it's an honorable thing to do as well. If you have friends in this area, this is going to cause a lot of division, and it already has, but it's going to cause more. I just feel like I feel really conflicted. I feel really conflicted because, you know, some crimes are happening from people that are undocumented. It's not just Mexico. It's everywhere, right? Anybody we let in. And then that's undocumented crimes. We're working jobs that are illegal and under the table, and they're getting paid cash and sending that cash back to Mexico or wherever they're from. And that money from the United States is not staying within the United States. It's getting sent over to other countries. It hurts the economy, but at the same time, who's going to do their jobs? So it's conflicting. It's kind of scary. Jesus, though, had compassion for people that were caught in difficult situations, even when the law said otherwise. If you look at John 8, 1 through 11, he never excused sin, right? Like lying or stealing or cheating. He never excused that. But he always moved with grace. And whether you believe or not, like in Jesus, and whether or not you're a Christian, I think these principles can hold true even to you. Because really, it's just about being a good person that cares about other people. Now, I'm not here to be too political. Like, I don't want to say like I'm favoring one side over the other. One time I said I was a Christian on TikTok, and somebody, like, it blew up, and somebody really got mad at me, and a couple people were like, are you is Trump king or is Christ king? You know, and they had all these different names for saying that. Basically, I say I'm a Christian, but really my Jesus was Trump, and that's not even close to what I said at all. In fact, I didn't even bring up anything political. All I said was the name of Christ, and so people got really judgmental, and I can see why. I mean, there are some hateful people out there on both sides, and there are some people that are very conflicted and confused on both sides. And I think ultimately it's important to protect our borders because we want to protect our country, and that should be something we want to do as American citizens and as people that live here, right? We want to do that. We want to make our country safe. And you could argue, like, you know, just because somebody comes here from, I still use Mexico because in this situation, it's from Mexico. If somebody comes from Mexico and comes here and works a job, and let's say that even they come here and somehow get on payroll somewhere and they collect the check and they're paying taxes. The fact that the IRS can share tax information, you know, that, I mean, what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong, right? It's very hard. All I got to say is we just got to love people. We've got to love people, and we shouldn't be pushing hate on anyone. And laws will change, and that could change people's lives. And I don't want to see anybody, especially my friend's mom, like, I don't want to see her go back or get deported or be driving around and scared that if she stops somewhere or even goes to now places like courthouses, schools, and churches, previously protected areas. Now you can go to church and be arrested for being here, coming here illegally 20 years ago, and paying lawyers to try to make everything right and just jumping through hoops. Now, I don't know what it's like. I have no idea, but I've heard that it is difficult to become a citizen. And if you don't have, if English is not very easy for you to learn, and if you're just not studious or anything like that, and you can't pass, I guess there's certain tests and stuff you have to pass. And some people say it's so hard that even Americans couldn't pass it. Like, you got to learn things about the Constitution and stuff that even somebody like me probably maybe couldn't even pass it, which is pretty crazy. And anyways, I know that it's difficult. It's difficult. We should just be exercising grace. And if you don't like that word, just caution and love towards people. Because, man, this is all of the things that the world offers, right? All of the things that are controversial right now, everything is just so touchy. They're all touchy. And I don't like it. It's just touchy. Like, it's such a touchy subject to mention anything about race or illegal immigrants, right? Like, you came here illegally, or using the word illegal alien. We mention anything about the LGBTQIA plus community. I mean, there's so much division, right? There's so much division. And what I would say to all of it is that, like, Christians especially, like, we should be better than this. Like, This one really bothers me. That's the thing. This one really bothers me. It's not that I'm against a lot of what Trump is doing. I'm not against like protecting our borders. I've already said this. This is more than just a headline. Like this is real, like real life for a family that I love and care about, a person that I care about. And I get that we need borders, that we need laws, but what do we do when those laws will break up families? Now, this girl is 19. She's going to be 20 this year. She actually still lives with her mom and helps her mom pay the bills. And so if her mom gets deported, she'll have to go live somewhere else and try to find her way. She'll have to, like, I don't know, move in with friends or something. Now, before you say like, well, that's life. I mean, man, I get it, right? I mean, I didn't have the greatest life growing up. I lived in a van. I lived with my friends. Life was hard growing up, and I figured it out. And God put some really awesome people in my life. But I don't have all the answers. I don't. I'm not trying to say I have the answers. But I do know this. Compassion and conviction don't have to be enemies. They don't have to be enemies. If you know somebody in this situation, pray for them, stand with them, help them navigate through this situation if you can. And let's not just debate this issue, let's live it out in love.